In a fictional yet vivid tale set against America's polarized political landscape, a dramatic clash unfolds between Michelle Obama, the former First Lady and progressive icon, and Caroline Levitt, the young, fierce White House press secretary and rising MAGA star. What starts as a biting critique from Michelle on The View explodes into a high-stakes showdown on CNN's America Tonight, hosted by Anderson Cooper. This confrontation becomes a symbol of ideological and generational divides fueled by media frenzy and social media, ultimately elevating Levitt to conservative prominence while leaving Michelle's once unassailable stature shaken. The story begins with Michelle Obama stepping onto the View stage, her smile sharp as she labels Donald Trump a pathetic loser. She condemns his deportation policies as inhumane for tearing families apart and mocks his marriage to Melania as fake. The audience bursts into applause, amplifying her rhetoric. Hours later, Caroline Levitt responds on Fox News, eyes blazing, declaring Michelle's attack a misstep. "She picked the wrong fight. I'm ready to face her anywhere, anytime," she snaps, her challenge igniting attention. CNN invites both to America Tonight. Michelle nods calmly. "I'm always ready to speak the truth," while Levitt on X promises, "She'll regret this. I'll crush her, no mercy." The America Tonight studio hums with tension as Cooper introduces the guests. Michelle, elegant in a blue dress, exudes icy calm. Levitt, in a crisp black suit, radiates readiness, hands clenched. Cooper references Michelle's View remarks, but before she can speak, Levitt cuts in, voice like steel. "No need to delay, Anderson." Michelle called Trump a failure. "I'm here to set the record straight." Ignoring Cooper's protests, she points at Michelle. "You talk failure? Look at your husband's 8 disastrous years. Obamacare a mess, jobs lost, and you preach like you're innocent." She defends Trump's deportations, wielding stats. Over 1,100 illegal criminals removed. That's action your husband never took. Her voice sharpens. "You say families torn apart? Ask Americans who lost loved ones to illegal immigrant crime about your humanity." The room erupts, boos and applause splitting the audience. Cooper pleads for order, but Levitt smirks, addressing the crowd. "They don't want the truth, but I'll say it. Trump built America. Barack left debt and promises. Michelle, you're done. I'm here to prove you wrong." Michelle responds, voice low but sharp. "Miss Levitt, I won't sit here for fabrications." She turns to Cooper, but Levitt interrupts. "Fabrications? Your husband left the border open. Criminals flooded in. I've got facts." She holds up an ICE report, crimes by illegal immigrants under Obama, tossing it down defiantly. "Tell those victims about inhumanity." The audience roars, one shouting, "Keep going, Caroline!" Cooper bangs the table, but Levitt leans closer. "You mock Trump's marriage? I'm not here for gossip. I defend a man who acts, unlike your husband." Michelle, composure briefly shaken, says, "She doesn't want debate, just to yell." Levitt laughs sarcastically. "Yell? I'm speaking truth you can't handle. You coast on Barack's glow. I stand alone and beat you." Cooper turns to Michelle. "Your response?" She straightens, eyes cold. "Miss Levitt loves to shout, but I'll give truth. Obamacare gave millions insurance, action, not words. Trump's deportations, cruelty, not protection. I've seen families torn apart, kids crying. That's heartless." Her supporters cheer, but Levitt cuts in. "Young, maybe, but not naive. You spin tears. I'm not here for theater. Obamacare cost jobs. Businesses collapsed. That's your legacy." Her eyes blaze. Families torn apart? Ask victims of immigrant crime who you choose, Americans or lawbreakers. The crowd splits again, Cooper struggling to intervene. Michelle, voice steady, retorts, "You twist stats." Barack saved us from collapse. Trump sows chaos. Levitt smirks, holding up another paper. Barack's last year, 2,000 violent crimes by illegal immigrants. That's failure. Michelle counters, millions of jobs under Barack. Trump can't match that. Levitt snaps back. Low-wage gigs? Trump brought real jobs, manufacturing, energy. She turns to the crowd. She distracts with stories. Trump acts. Your husband talked. I'm young enough to see you're outdated. Michelle, calm but cutting, says, Trump divides us. I speak from heart, not anger. Levitt laughs coldly. Heart? You divided us. Protests under Barack? I've got facts, not feelings. She lists Obama's failures, border chaos, economy, Obamacare. Michelle tries to reply, but Levitt cuts in. Your every word is ammo I won't lose. The studio shakes with shouts. Cooper calls for calm as Michelle says, I'm here for unity, not Trump's division. Americans want heart. Levitt's laugh is sharp. Heart fixes nothing. Protests, Ferguson, Baltimore, that's your unity. Trump brought order. Michelle insists. Those were cries for justice. Trump doesn't get that. Levitt slams the table. Justice. Violence is your husband's failure. Trump fixed it. She shows a video. Trump signing a border order. Action, not talk. Michelle sharpens. Trump divides with fear. Barack gave hope. Levitt mocks. Hope? 8 years of failure. Trump delivered jobs, security. Standing, Levitt points. Your husband's open borders let criminals in. Trump acted. The audience erupts, a Trump sign waving. Michelle says, Trump's cruelty isn't action. Levitt retorts, your husband left us weak. Trump rebuilt it. Michelle falters, voice trembling. Leadership lifts people. Barack did. Trump doesn't. Levitt's voice is icy. Lifting lawbreakers? I crush your lies. She cites victims, showing another screen, Trump's ICE order. Protection, not your failure. Michelle, hands trembling, says, leadership's about people, not numbers. Levitt smirks. People hurt by Obamacare, unsecured borders? I protect them. Cooper notes the showdown's intensity, but Levitt cuts in. I'm not negotiating. She dares Michelle. Keep going. I'll crush you. Michelle, calm wavering, says, Trump isn't the answer. Levitt leaps up. He's the solution. You're the problem. I've got victory. Shouts of, Caroline, ring out. Michelle's hands clench white-knuckled, her defeat clear. Cooper, exhausted, says, we need calm. But Michelle tries again. I speak truth. It doesn't shout. Her words lack strength. Levitt laughs. You're giving up. Trump wins. You lose. She turns to the crowd. I'm aggressive for Americans abandoned by Obama. Michelle, weakening, says, I'm not playing this game. She turns to Cooper. I've said enough. Let her shout. Levitt cuts in. You back out. I'll show why. She lists Obama's failures, debt, borders, economy, pointing at Michelle. You've lost. Michelle, eyes empty, whispers, you don't get leadership. I don't need to win. Levitt laughs. 8 years of failure isn't leadership. You've lost. She sits, tapping the table. I crushed you. I'll do it again. Michelle stares silently, hands limp, her iconic status outmatched. Cooper sighs, unbelievable night. Levitt cuts in, no break, I'm done, she's got nothing. She exits, leaving Michelle faded. The room echoes with applause, Levitt victorious. Social media explodes. A Caroline crushes trends on X. Clips of Levitt's defiance spread, captioned, She took down Michelle, no mercy. One user writes, Levitt's the Democrats' nightmare, fearless. Fox News replays her triumph. Levitt crushes Michelle. Hannity praises, MAGA's new star flattened a Democratic icon. MSNBC defends Michelle. She kept dignity, but it's drowned out. Memes flood X. Levitt pointing captioned, When a 27-year-old knocks you out. Trump posts on Truth Social, Caroline Levitt is my star, crushed Michelle, showed the truth. He calls her, laughing, You made me proud. Democrats downplay it. Michelle fans post, Dignity wins. But a CNN commentator admits Levitt won optics, effective, aggressive. Polls show 60% favor Levitt. In Texas, bar patrons cheer her. In New York, a cafe group laments Michelle's fight. Levitt tells reporters outside CNN, I defended Trump. Michelle was wrong. Asked about aggression, she smirks. Fighting for Americans, her problem if she can't take it. Michelle exits quietly, a source saying, she believes truth speaks itself. Analysts buzz, Levitt's a Republican star, this shapes her career. Ex-users hail her, she's MAGA's future, Michelle's past. Trump summons Levitt to the Oval Office, smiling. No one took down Michelle like you. She replies, I did it for America. She mocked you. I couldn't let it slide. He pats her shoulder. My secret weapon. We'll go far. At her office, Levitt preps for the press, eyes steady. The clash made her a conservative symbol. An aide says, Press is waiting. She nods. Good. They'll see I don't stop. This narrative powerfully mirrors the stark realities of contemporary American society, where political polarization has carved deep trenches between opposing ideologies, creating a landscape ripe for conflict and spectacle. Michelle Obama, with her poised mockery of Donald Trump on The View, stands as a beacon of progressive values, rooted in compassion, inclusivity, and a legacy of hope championed during her husband's presidency. Her words, sharp yet measured, reflect the long-standing democratic ethos of advocating for the marginalized, challenging what she sees as the harshness of conservative policies like Trump's deportations. In contrast, Caroline Levitt, the young and unrelenting White House press secretary, fires back with ferocious intensity, embodying the aggressive, action-oriented spirit of modern conservatism. Her defense of Trump, backed by statistics, defiance, and an unapologetic tone, captures the MAGA movement's emphasis on strength, security, and a rejection of what they view as liberal weakness. This clash isn't merely a personal spat. It's a vivid illustration of a generational and ideological divide that reverberates across the United States. From the heated rhetoric of election cycles to the rapid-fire debates unfolding on platforms like X, where every voice battles for dominance in a digital arena. Levitt's decisive victory, cemented by Trump's enthusiastic endorsement on Truth Social, underscores the outsized role of media in amplifying conflict and shaping public perception. Traditional outlets like Fox News and CNN seize the moment, framing the narrative to suit their audiences. Fox lauding Levitt's triumph as a conservative win, CNN grappling with the optics of Michelle's retreat. But it's the explosive reaction on social media that truly propels Levitt into icon status, with hashtags and viral clips spreading her dominance far beyond the studio. This phenomenon highlights how the digital age accelerates the rise of new figures, transforming a single performance into a cultural touchstone overnight. Levitt's preparation and unshakable confidence, her arsenal of facts, paired with an attitude that brooks no compromise, overwhelm Michelle's more restrained approach, proving that in today's polarized battles, seizing the moment with boldness can dictate one's fate. Her youth becomes a weapon, signaling a shift toward a new generation unafraid to challenge giants. Yet Michelle's retreat offers a counterpoint, teaching a subtler lesson about dignity in defeat. While Levitt's barrage leaves her shaken, Michelle's choice to step back, refusing to descend into a shouting match, reflects a belief that truth and integrity can endure beyond the fray. Her silence, though seen as surrender by Levitt's supporters, carries quiet strength, a reminder that not every victory is won through aggression. This duality, Levitt's rise and Michelle's withdrawal, offers a roadmap for disputes in any sphere. In debates at school, work, or online, success hinges on blending truth with strength and tact. Levitt's mastery of her argument shows how preparation and conviction carve prominence, but Michelle's example cautions against losing oneself in battle. Maintaining values ensures a lasting legacy. In a fractured society where clashes are magnified, standing out without sacrificing identity is key to leaving a mark.